And of course, Randy Rosenblum's back. He's been on the road the last 4 weeks. You know, he's got those groupies traveling with him and all that, Bob. And he finally got off the road doing high school basketball. Randy, where you at?
I'm home.
All right.
San Fernando Valley.
Randy's gone in.
Hollywood, California. That's where I'm at. And I missed you guys, so I had to come back here for the final stretches. We have some exciting things developing in the city section and in the southern section. It's going to be a great couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's, you know, Randy, not used to going this late into the year. Not used to it at all. Bob is, not me, though. Man.
Not quite this late.
May Madness. I don't know what to call June. You know, we're having playoffs in May, but now we're into June. There's no June swoon, so we're going to have June championships, and I think it's great. And there's some interesting stuff going on in the LA City section, and I'm sure we'll discuss it.
I don't think it's the first time in the history of the city section or the southern section for like kids to graduate, but they're still playing baseball, basketball, or football, whatever it is. Whatever, it'd have to be baseball or track, maybe some softball, but I just can't remember a time when it's the whole thing. It's the whole league, you know. It's the whole southern section, city section. I mean, still playing this late in the year, man. It's just weird, but I think we're going to be all done with it come this fall, and of course things will change and as things open up, and it seems like things are opening up quite a bit now. I haven't seen a lot of people wearing masks around town. I thought it'd take a little bit longer for that to wear off, but I didn't see a Bob wearing a mask today at all.
I had on for a while.
They were going to throw you out of the restaurant today, Bob.
Yeah, they were. Right?
They were. I knew they were going to turn around on you. Anyways, let's talk right now. Let's go to the girls' finals, Larry, and take a look at the southern section playoffs. As last night they had some championship games.
These may be, I mean, you can speculate, but two of the better teams to ever play for a CIF title. Let's go back to that score, Larry, real quick, because I want to talk about this game just a little bit longer before we get into these other. Lonnie White hits a three at the buzzer to win it. For Modern Day, and they were really the underdogs in this game. Centennial had been the number one seed, and everyone was talking about how good Centennial, and they really were, and they were on their home court. Everything was set up for the Lady Huskies, but it didn't quite happen. Brooke Dimitri, 28 points and 11 rebounds to lead the way. Man, she stepped up as the great player that she was to finish out her senior season. Regional championships coming up too, so there's still some more basketball to be played. But Kevin Kiernan, the head coach, want to mention that he had won 5 championships at Troy back in the day. Of course, he's been the longtime head coach at Modern Day now. He had won 5 CIF titles there, so he got the 6th one last night. So 11 CIF titles for Kevin Kiernan. Congratulations, Coach. You won't find anyone who has a bad word to say about Kevin Kiernan in the basketball community anywhere.
Oh, I could think of about
Southern California,
I could think of about 50 of his opponents, Bob. What are you talking about?
They may not be happy with him.
Come on.
But everybody else has the ultimate respect for Kevin Kiernan. That's 11 CIF titles, and man, he just keeps rolling there at Modern Day. And he's got Lonnie White's only a junior, by the way. She's coming back for her senior year next year, and she'll lead the way for the Lady Monarchs. What a great win for them.
Bob, you are the king of hyperbole, and that's why we love you here on this show, baby. All right, let's continue on. Enough about Modern Day and Corona Centennial. Let's move on. Take a couple more scores from last night.
Yes.
Poly with a big game over Esperanza, 80-52. You know, Long Beach Poly was not challenged one bit, Bob, in any of the playoff games. They won every game. The first game they won by 22. Against Bishop Montgomery, they won by, I don't know, maybe they won by 22 there again, and then they went by 25 against Fairmont Prep, and then they finished off Esperanza by 25, the most points they score, whatever this is here. But anyways, they finished with Esperanza. And you know what? The interesting thing here, Bob, is this is Long Beach Poly, the Lady Jackrabbits. This is their 7th CIF championship for them. And It's the school's 123rd CIF championship. I mean, how many schools got 100?
No.
How many schools got 10?
Not many. I guarantee you Modern Day. Well, maybe Modern Day.
No, they don't have it. They're not even close to Long Beach.
Right. No, congratulations. Hey, Esperanza, the Cinderella run that they had in the playoffs, congratulations to them to get to the point. And but you run into that Long Beach Poly team, man. There was no knocking down that wall for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. But, Caleb Buggs, coach's kid.
Yeah.
25 points, 11 rebounds, four assists, 2 steals, and even sold some concessions, Bob. She was phenomenal in the big win. And I believe it was Lily Buggs, no relation, even though they have the same last name. And that's kind of an odd name. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
Interesting name. All right. But anyways, she poured in 19 points and also had 11 rebounds. So the Bugs is taking care of business, Bob.
Right.
Long Beach Poly again winning their 123rd CIF championship. Amazing. But it's one of the older schools in the area, so you might expect to have plenty of time to get it done. Our clock never ran there. Anyways,
I like Ike.
Eisenhower against Paloma Valley. Bob, I know you were dying to see this game.
Hey,
I know you were complaining you couldn't get out there because you want to see Paloma Valley, and this is what happens.
Talk about another school with a storied athletic history. Eisenhower adds another CIF title to their long list as well. Remember the days when they had that football program out there at Ike, man? That was
they
just
did.
Rolling
They did.
along. So, good to see Eisenhower
I
back
can tell
on
you
the
how
map.
they did it, too. But I won't. Not here. Not now. Go ahead, Bob. Continue on.
All right. Ayala wins in the Division 3A, 3 points better than San Dimas in this one. 57-54 for Ayala High School in Chino Hills. So
Better
big
remind
win
everybody,
for
this
them.
is the ladies' girls
This
basketball.
is girls basketball, of course. We're still on the girls
Yep.
side of things here.
All right, making sure,
So
Bob.
Ayala over San Dimas
Guys are playing
by
right now.
3. Mary Starr.
How do you like that? Mary Star of the Sea, my brother.
Right.
54-50 over Agoura, Bob.
That's a big win in 4AA right there for Mary Starr of the
That's
Sea.
a good competitive game right there. And Rancho Christian was it when the Mobley brothers were there.
Right.
Holy moly!
That was
Holy
something else.
Mobley.
Right, Holy
The
Mobley,
Mobley
right?
brothers, man.
Hey, by the way, you talk about a school that's over 100 years old, Newport Harbor High
Yeah.
School, right?
Yep. Yes,
Been
indeedy.
around since any of us were kicking slats out of our crib.
Lincoln's kids went there.
This
Abraham.
is just about.
That's
This
how
is
old
the
these people-
first
that school is.
girls CIF title, first girls basketball CIF title for Newport Harbor High School in their over 100-year history. 58-45 over Rancho Christian. Congratulations to the Lady Sailors. They win in Division 4A. And I covered that area for a long time and some lean years in Newport Harbor girls basketball, but they get it done this year. Big time championship win for them.
Bob, I hate to say this, never heard of Louisville except the one in Kentucky.
Yeah, you know what? I swear, don't we talk about this on the school on the show every year?
Every year
there's
we-
always a
in
school
school.
I've never heard of that comes up in the southern section. I agree with you, Louisville. I have no idea where that is.
I don't either.
Larry, where's Louisville?
Where's Louisville?
All right, Larry's
Oh,
gonna look
yeah,
that
you
up.
look
for us.
it up.
They beat Pacifica Christian 57-49. That's Division 5A. So you know where that is,
Louisville's
Randy?
in the valley.
It's in the valley. Got it.
Are you sure?
That's out by you.
Yeah, West
All right.
San Fernando Valley.
All right. Well, Louisville.
Whatever, dude.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
How many schools
back
in the
in the
southern
Midwest
section
somewhere,
again?
brother. I've never been there.
612? I guarantee you our great commissioner, Rob Whitegod, knows where it's at.
I don't know where it's at.
He'll know.
I said
he
it was
knows
in
all the
Kentucky,
schools.
and I know it ain't there. Anyways, listen, man. It's always good to see some, obscure school pop up like that.
Yeah.
But that's the first time we've seen it here. Me and Bob been at this for a while. We've never seen that before. You pulling our leg, are you, Larry? All right.
You
No
put one
disrespect-
past us, that takes
No
something.
disrespect to Louisville, but you
No.
are now on the map, and we're happy to put you on here.
That is a smaller school for sure if it's in
All right,
5A.
standing by with us. We're not going to bring them on just yet because we have to go over the scores if we have any. But Alejandro de Santiago is with us tonight from Bell High School. He's meeting Monroe High this week, and we're going to talk with him after we get a few more items of business done. Because I know what'll happen. You'll interrupt us, Larry, with a bunch of other stuff we have to take care of.
What was
Let's
that? You
just get-
swatting a bug right there?
Yeah,
You're
let's
swatting
just
a
get-
bug
well,
in the
I'm
studio.
looking at him right here. I'm just going, get out, get away. What are you doing?
here.
My foot next,
Let's get back to
Anyways,
Well-
any more scores from today, Larry? I'm talking about today's. None yet? All right, so everybody out, the boys are playing tonight.
Yeah, boys
and
are-
there'll be a lot of scores out there, but most of the games are just starting right now, Bob. It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, no, 7 o'clock,
We're
right.
live
Everybody's
right
tipping
now,
off
as
right
you all
now,
know.
so we'll have obviously that stuff for you.
Randy, you want to say anything before we bring on Coach De Santiago?
Well, obviously the big game tonight is in the Open Division in boys basketball with Sierra Canyon trying to win a championship again for Andre Chevalier. Amari Bailey is the great superstar there. They had the great win in the semifinals over Etowanda. It was a semifinal game. It was pool play, but it came down to two undefeated teams. So in essence, it was a semifinal game against Corona Centennial, which is very good. They won their pool going 2-1, but they won the head-to-head with the competition from Harvard Westlake, so they were able to advance. So, yeah, it should be a very entertaining game. I've read where Harvard Westlake would have been a good team, but the team that got there, Corona Centennial, with all their underclassmen, is very talented and has a chance tonight. In fact, I've seen one place list the game as Sierra Canyon as a 7.5-point favorite to continue their dominance. It'll be a tough place to win at for Corona Centennial. They got the horses. All 5 of their kids that are starting are underclassmen. Their 3 guards, led by Donovan Dent, are terrific. They'll have a shot. It'll be interesting because we all know how good Sierra Canyon is.
Randy, you watch a lot of these playoffs. Do you like the pool play in the Open Division?
Depends tonight, Bob. I think when you get the right result, you say, wow, that really worked out well. The teams were able to get extra games. It's better for more television. It gives these kids opportunities that they didn't have to play. And it sets up seedings for the upcoming regional and next year's state tournaments. So I think there's a lot of positives. The negative is if you have a team and you knock them off, like Corona Centennial lost its first game, and I know they were minus one of their guards, Boswell, who's a terrific player, but still they lost. And if they were in Division I, they wouldn't have had an opportunity to go on. Instead, they won their next two games, and because they had the win over Harvard Westlake head-to-head, they were able to move forward, and Damien also. So, I'm come see, come saw. I think it's got some pluses and some minuses, but it was exciting this year, and it worked out.
Stated.
Nice job, Randy. Nice job in there.
Thank you.
Hey, let's bring Coach Santiago,
All right.
Santiago in, all right? And let's talk to him now from Bell High School. His team is going to meet Monroe High. When is that? Is it tomorrow night?
Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m.
Tomorrow morning. Wow, what are you doing up? I know you can't sleep. I know you can't sleep right now. That's an obvious question there. A joke, I should say, but it fell flat. But anyways, Coach, congratulations for getting there. It seems like you had a lot of challenges this year keeping everything going, man. You didn't know if you're going to get to play or not. You're playing out of sorts because this isn't really the season for basketball, but I don't think it matters to you guys.
And, kids face challenges. They were ready. I had a senior-heavy team, a lot of experience. They stuck together, communicated, and, just kind of hung out to hope. And as a result, when we were ready to go, and LA City gave the go-ahead, we're ready to roll and ready to practice.
That you would be here at this point in time?
Not necessarily. It's June. We don't, play basketball at this point. In regards to our season, having a 10-game season at this point, we're kind of halfway or barely competing in league at this point. So, and the compressed schedule allowed us to kind of get into things quickly. But what helped us out was just to have experienced guys. And that really helped us out to get to this point.
You have a championship caliber team going into this season.
Yes, it's the journey started 4 years ago when the particular group I have now were freshmen. Mm-hmm. They grew up together, they played together, they stuck together, and that experience now, 4 years later, is paying dividends.
Get that group of kids coming in. Go ahead, Randy.
But you got to feel pretty comfortable about things. You're the number one seed. Monroe's a bit of a surprise to get there. You're favored. Your thoughts about having a championship game at home as the favorite? You never could have imagined that if it wasn't for a COVID season.
It's a privilege having it at home. Guys, being comfortable on the floor, knowing their spots, having a fan base, not have to travel so far. And usually, semifinals, finals are a neutral site. So having, the experience at home, a championship to celebrate, it's unique. I've never been part of it, so it's pretty special.
I got to ask you, what happened in the semifinals with, I believe it was Wilson and Monroe?
I believe Wilson, they got a positive COVID test, which the game was canceled, unfortunately. I know the coach over there, and I'm pretty sure those players were disappointed.
Yeah,
One of
terrible.
those teams had to come out, and well, Monroe's it, and we're ready for them.
Yeah, I mean, COVID, really stuck its nose into everybody's season this year in a number of ways. Even the Poly girls, Bob, they played Mater Dei. They were rolling.
Right.
They got beat, but, it was a good lesson for them. And then they had to sit out for 10 days, no practicing, no games, because a Mater Dei player tested positive for COVID-19. And obviously, Poly had to quarantine, but nobody got it. So it's been a challenge for everybody. And it's unfortunate that it happened to Wilson in the playoffs.
Well, credit to our guys who tested multiple times during the week throughout this process. We had to test Monday for a game Wednesday, Thursday for a game Saturday, Wednesday for a game Friday, and we had games on Wednesday. So my guys are pretty busy, and they did what they needed to do. So I'm proud of those guys.
Great. What can you tell us about the game tomorrow? Tomorrow morning.
In the early game, have to wake up and make sure that the body is ready to go, ready to perform. Making sure that my guys get enough game shots and wake up early enough. They're going to take care of business tonight, get some rest because they know what's at stake tomorrow morning, and they're ready for it.
When you play tournaments and you play in the off season, you're playing club, you might play at 8 o'clock in the morning and play again at 7 p.m. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. But in high school, it's not normally like that. So, and it throws you out of your routine, I'm sure, but it also throws your opponent off their routine. They're in the same routine pretty much you are.
Yeah, exactly. Monroe has to travel, get up. Their bus picks them up at 8:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be ready early. So teams have to sacrifice what needs to be done to perform at that particular stage.
Describe your team for us, Coach. What do you guys do so well that you're in the finals?
I think honestly, our guys they care about each other. They're brothers away from their own family. We have a close group. They're very close to each other. They bond well together, and in practice they compete, which is important.
Every time I talk to kids that get to title games or win CIF championships, the one thing you get from them is they have good camaraderie on the team. Everybody gets along well. They hang out on the weekends, and this is part of it. Being able to bond and get your team to bond together and actually care about each other to the point where you give it all. You give everything you have. So it sounds like that's what you have. Good formula, and hopefully it'll take you over the top tomorrow. How's the student body been taking you guys? I mean,
student body. Because of COVID, not too many students are on campus. But we have a great fan base. Our players have friends who heavily support them. I know the Lebanese community is very big at Bell in regards to sports, as well as former alumni, our administration. Other coaches are coming to support. So we have a good fan base. We're going to have a good crowd tomorrow. And they're very supportive, and they give us some energy when we're flat out there, and that happened at Laces, and our crowd brought us back to that game, and they helped us out, and we fed off that.
Hey, Coach, does it mean more because you're a neighborhood school? I mean, we were talking early in the show about some of these other schools where kids will travel and they're from outside the area, but a school like Bell is a neighborhood school. These kids have probably all grown up together. Does that make it even a little more special, especially for the seniors?
Oh, absolutely, because a particular group of kids started together at the middle school. We went to go watch them during their spring 8th grade year, watch them compete, watch them build some chemistry. And, a lot of these kids know each other, whether they went to the same middle school or adjacent middle schools. They knew about each other. So they came together at Bell, and they kind of form a good pack, a good bond.
Me to Ali Saab, your outstanding forward, 6'3". What has he meant to you, and what has he meant to the program?
Player. He plays with a lot of passion, and his passion, his dedication to his body, to his game, the seriousness, the approach that he takes, feeds off. The guys feed off that energy. At practice we're serious, we compete. So he's an emotional leader, but a good leader because he leads with his work ethic.
My goodness, I'm just surprised that you got a guy 6'3" at Bell. Where'd you get him? How come nobody stole him from you?
Right?
Seriously,
we don't get big guys at Bell, but every 4 or 5 years we get a 6'4", 6'5" guy, and that helps.
Do you guys have a good club program over there? The off season for the youth. That's not something you do, but there's the NJB out there. There's AAU ball. Anything like that going on in town?
Necessarily. The summers are pretty challenging for us just because the kids are out of school. Kids want a vacation. We do over the summer. We do have workouts though. We'll work out a couple times a week, and I bring in former alumni that want to give back, and they come in and give time to these kids and give effort, and they teach as well. So we always have alumni coming back and giving back to the program.
That happen. Coach, what do you expect going forward as far, and I know you don't have the crystal ball, but I'm sure you're in conversations with your administration over at Bell, and what's the situation like going back into the fall? Do you think everything's just going to be back to as normal as we can have, where people are back at school and nobody's staying home?
I hope for some kind of normalcy, for some find some ways for things to be normal. I really don't know what that's going to look like. But I know in a couple of weeks or next week, the mask mandate might be lifted. I'm hoping for things to find some way to get back to normal. I know the kids miss it, being on campus. Things have been a little strange. It's been difficult, for online learning. So I'm hoping that things get back to normal, so the kids can learn in a productive environment where their teachers are, with them.
Let's get down to tomorrow night's game against Monroe. Coach, what do you expect tomorrow night? What do they bring?
Monroe has good guard play. They attack the basket. They have guys who to this point are ballers. They play basketball. So I expect for them to have good guard play. And our defense is going to be tested. We want to just play good defense and compete, rebound the basketball well, and have a lot of energy out there.
I mean, you're the one that had to look at the films, get your team ready. Unfortunate you didn't have that Wilson game to look at against Monroe, kind of see a little bit more of what's going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how your team mets out tomorrow. Now, Coach, we do this mainly with a lot of coaches. We start going on. Obviously, you're a basketball coach. It's got to be your passion somewhere to the line. Who's your favorite team in the NBA?
No doubt about it. I'm a Laker fan. No doubt about it.
Was never a Laker fan until Bob was not a Laker fan till this year, and he was rooting for him. And every time Bob roots for a team, they lose.
That's right.
I'm telling you now.
Every bandwagon I jump on.
He's the kiss of death, Bob. Come on.
Bell's got purple. It's got to be purple and gold.
Yeah.
Las Vegas gold. That's
Bell's got purple too,
Las
right?
Vegas gold.
Well, everybody know that Bell used to be all red, and when Coach got there, he changed it to purple and gold. I mean, he is a true Laker fan, as you can see right now. So, Coach, what do you make of the Lakers situation right now, man? It's almost like I think that LeBron needed to get it done again this year because I don't think it's going to happen anymore for him. He looked like he was out of gas. I really didn't like the way he pulled an Isaiah Thomas by walking off the court after the Lakers lost, the last game in the playoffs when they got beat by Phoenix. I just wonder, what's going to happen. I know he wants to stick around long enough for his son to get on the team. I don't know if he's going to have that much left, although Bob does, right, Bob? You think he's going to have enough to do that?
No, I don't. Do you think Bronny's going to be able to join him on the team?
Health above all. Health above all. Anthony Davis needs to be healthy, for an 82-game season. A healthy Laker team, I think, would have advanced. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So health is a big priority. Just like us, we are fortunate to be healthy up to this point.
They need one more guy right now, though. They do. You just have to have. They have to have that third element.
I think they're a point guard away from, a solid point guard away from
Yeah,
returning to the competitive.
absolutely. But you got to have three guys now. I mean, the Warriors were the last great team. They had three great ones, And now you see James Harden, with his tail between his legs, he sneaks into Brooklyn. They got three great ones now. He's the only one that hasn't won a championship, and that's why he went there, to win a championship. He's selling out. That's Bob's opinion. I'm just regurgitating what he tells me, But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You think the Clippers have a chance of coming back? Down 0-2.
I mean, they're playing a tough team. Utah is a new team. And in regards to advancing this far, Donovan Mitchell's a great player. You got Rudy Gobert, who's Defensive Player of the Year. They got their work cut out. So Devin Booker's. I just don't see them advancing.
Yeah, to me, it's wide open, but more than likely, Brooklyn's going to win this thing. Although that Philly series right now, Bob, is something else.
It is.
I mean, you got some studs playing in that game right now, But I think it's going to be Brooklyn's to have. Like I told you guys before, I don't think Paul George was the answer for the Clippers to get over the hill. I'm glad he did become a Laker. He's. I don't even think he's good enough to be the third wheel right now. I just don't see it. So Clippers are in a lot of trouble. Probably more than the Lakers if Anthony Davis sticks around. If things don't happen and they don't get a good acquisition in the offseason, I don't know if AD will stick around because they need help. One guy goes down, it's over. Look at Brooklyn. Yeah. They had James Harden goes down with a hamstring injury, and they're in the playoffs, and they still win by 20. You got to have another element. They just don't have it. Like you say, they're just a point guard away.
Yeah.
Just a point guard away.
They want Bradley Beal with Washington. That's who they want.
What's that, Randy?
The Lakers want Bradley Beal. If they could swing a trade in the offseason and bring him into town, that would give them the scorer that they really need.
Well, he's got a lot of experience, but I don't know. I don't know, what his health is like right now. He's getting a little long in years, and for point guards, it's tough. It's tough, with all the guys coming up and stuff like that. I know.
30 a game. So.
Yeah, well, Bob, he is now, but there's only one ball in L.A., and, LeBron wants to shoot that ball an awful lot, right? And Anthony Davis, high percentage shooter, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hey, Coach, we wish you great success tomorrow. We hope you can bring it home. Does Bell have any CIF championships in basketball that you know of?
Yeah, we have three. One in 97, one in 07, and another one in 2012 by Randy Kim in 97. Alexander Diero in 07 and 2012. So I'm trying to jump on that bus and be with those guys.
You're due based on that, chronological order. You're due for a title, man. So hopefully you guys go out tomorrow and do yourself proud, man. I think you guys will do well. I think you'll do fine.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
If your team has all that closeness and camaraderie, there's no way you can be beat.
Yeah, strong bond. Strong bond,
man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. Once again, congratulations getting to the finals. Hey, you can hang out with. We got about a minute to go. Randy, anything else you want to do? Parting shot before we get off here tonight?
Yeah, tomorrow night, Westchester plays Birmingham, 1 against number 2. Westchester trying to repeat as the Open champion in boys basketball in the city section. Ed Azam is looking for his 16th city title in 41 years. That would tie him with the great legendary coach of Crenshaw, Willie West. No one ever thought it was an approachable record. But somehow Ed Azam has gotten there, and tomorrow night against a very good Birmingham team led by a great guard by the name of David Elliott, who averages 25 a game, Ed Azam has his chance to get number 16.
Right on. Isn't Katani playing tonight, Bob?
They won the other night.
No, they already won.
Oh, they already won it?
Yep.
4 in a row.
One.
He's won
Rolling
4
Hills Prep.
CIF
Yep.
Another one.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
man. That guy's got it
Katani
going
got
on.
another one. He's something else.
Yeah, Bob, how about
He
you,
beat
man?
Los Altos.
Yeah, I know, right? A big win for them. Yeah, real quick, friend of the show, Ralph Grajeda, head baseball coach at Yucaipa, took his team into Jay Serra just today. This just came over, final score about a half hour ago. Jay Serra takes Yucaipa out of that Division I playoffs, 7-1, big win by Jay Serra.
Wow.
They're the team just rolling right now in this division. They go to the semifinals. They'll play next week against Ayala High School from Chino Hills in that semifinal. But boy, Jay Serra,
Wow.
gauge jump
Hey,
has
guys,
just
quickly,
been.
Birmingham won today. They're going into the semifinals
Yeah.
in baseball. They stunned Granada Hills, who was number 1. Birmingham is looking for a four-peat, unheard of in the
Bob,
LA City.
I mean, Randy, it's not a shocker. Birmingham has been a stud in the city
Birmingham's
section in
really
baseball
good. Yeah.
for a while now. You've said that yourself a million times. I'm not
The
shocked.
whole West Valley is great. And
Much more-
Birmingham, in their first round game, they came from behind against Narbonne in dramatic fashion. They just find a way to win. And for the last 3 years, now they're trying for their fourth year in a row. They've been fabulous come tournament time.
Baseball next week for sure. We're really gonna break down the end of the baseball season next
Are
week.
you sure?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
You heard it here from Bob.
Good
Gave
stuff.
you a preview next week.
Good stuff.
Bob's not lying.
I'm taking the week off.
There you go. Take the week off.
Hey, Coach, looking forward to seeing how you did. Maybe we'll have you back next week for a quick update. Hopefully, you'll be holding a trophy for us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Appreciate it. Alejandro de Santiago joining us tonight, the head coach over at Bell. On behalf of Randy Rosenblum, Bob Gibson, I'm Rich Estrella saying so long from your friends here at the SoCal Prep Report. We'll see y'all next week. Yes, indeed.